escape. You have to face it.
Over the years, Marvel Comics has introduced many villains, some of whom have turned into heroes. One such character is Wonder Man, whose real name is Simon Williams. Created by writers Stan Lee and artists Don Heck and Jack Kirby, he first appeared in the Avengers #9 in October 1964. In fact, this dude is set to make his live-action debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and actor Yahya Abdul-Mateen II will portray him, but more on this at the end of the video. Now, I do not want to extend the intro any longer, so let's cut to the chase, shall we? Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. Who is Wonder Man? Initially, Wonder Man was a supervillain powered by ionic energy who fought against the Avengers. After various events, he was resurrected and chose to join the team he once battled to become a pretty awesome superhero. In this comic book history, Wonder Man appeared to die in his first issue. 4 years later, it was revealed that the Avengers had saved his mind electronically. He made brief appearances, often in a comatose state or revived by villains like Kang, the Black Talon, and the Living Laser. It wasn't until the Avengers #160 in June 1977 that he fully regained his faculties and officially joined the Avengers full-time. He developed a close friendship with the Beast, and their nightlife adventures became a fan-favorite aspect of the series. Stan Lee once commented that after Marvel introduced Wonder Man, DC Comics sued because of the similarity to Wonder Woman. Marvel agreed to discontinue the character, but Lee noted the irony when DC later created Power Girl after Marvel had introduced Power Man. Well, I guess we'll never understand the dynamics that these two powerhouse publishing giants share. Anyway, Wonder Man later became a founding member of the West Coast Avengers, which started in a 4-issue miniseries in 1984 and continued in the then ongoing series. After that team disbanded, he joined ForceWorks in 1994. He rejoined the Avengers in 1998, and following the team's collapse in 2004, became part of the Mighty Avengers in 2007. So yeah, Wonder Man has had a pretty extensive history and experience fighting alongside the mightiest of superhero teams against all kinds of bad guys. From rival to hero, Simon Williams' backstory. Simon Williams, the younger son of industrialist Sanford Williams, inherited his father's successful munitions company called Williams Innovations at the age of 22. His older brother, Eric, had declined to join the family business. Being only 22, Simon lacked the required experience to oversee a company like Williams Innovations. Naturally, he struggled to keep the company competitive against emerging giants like Stark Industries. In desperation, he sought Eric's advice. Eric suggested that Simon embezzle company funds to invest in ventures that had made Eric wealthy, specifically illegal racketeering operations run by the Magia crime families. Simon knew the costs, or at least had an idea about the same, but since he was eager to save the business, he agreed to the plan. Bad move, Simon, bad move. It was only a matter of time before the company's board of directors discovered his embezzlement and criminal connections. This led to Simon Williams' arrest, and he was put on trial. The Experiment, Gaining Superpowers. After being convicted and facing prison time, Simon Williams found an unexpected savior in Amora, the Enchantress, who paid his bail and manipulated the authorities with her magic. But there were other players involved too. Intrigued by Simon's situation and believing he blamed Tony Stark for his downfall, Baron Zemo sent the Enchantress to recruit him into the Masters of Evil. At this point, Zemo mistakenly thought Stark was merely Iron Man's employer, unaware that Stark was Iron Man himself. Confused and overwhelmed by recent events, Simon agreed to join Zemo and travel to his base in South America. There he volunteered for Zemo's ionic ray experiment, which granted him incredible strength and durability. He now had a new costume and also a new name. He was now Wonder Man. Simon was briefed on Zemo's plan to use him against the Avengers. To secure Simon's loyalty, Zemo deceived him by falsely telling him that the treatment had altered his metabolism in a way that would be fatal within a week unless he received regular doses of a special antidote. Desperate to survive, Wonder Man agreed to infiltrate the Avengers. In a staged encounter with the Masters of Evil, he gained the hero's trust by appearing to fight against his supposed allies. Wonder Man confided in the Avengers that he was dying, prompting them to welcome him into their team and exhaust all scientific avenues to find a cure. When the time came, he led the Avengers into an ambush set by Zemo. However, during the onset of the battle, Simon had a change of heart. He simply failed failed to betray the kindness the Avengers have shown him. He chose to help them even though it meant forfeiting the antidote. Without Zemo's treatment, he succumbed to the fatal side effects of his new powers. Before collapsing, he expressed gratitude that his final act was honorable. The Avengers, believing he had died, brought his body back to the United States for burial. In reality, Simon had entered a death-like coma due to the unstable changes within his body. Later, his brother Eric, now the villain known as the Grim Reaper, retrieved Simon's preserved body. Eric intended to use it to persuade Vision, an android with Simon's brain patterns, to betray the Avengers. He offered to transfer the Vision's consciousness into Simon's body to grant him a human form. When that failed, the Grim Reaper suggested transferring the Vision into Captain America's body instead. The Vision pretended to consider the offer, using the opportunity to help the Avengers capture his brother. Back from the dead and joining the Earth's mightiest. After escaping, the Grim Reaper took his brother Simon Williams' seemingly lifeless body to New Orleans, determined to revive him. He sought help from voodoo priests led by the Black Talon, who reanimated Wonder Man as a mindless zombie. Dissatisfied with the result, the Grim Reaper instructed the priests to make Wonder Man accuse the Vision of stealing his mind. He then shipped the body to Avengers Mansion. Upon opening the crate, Wonder Man followed the commands but had no real impact. The Avengers captured Wonder Man and traveled to New Orleans to investigate. Exposure to the living laser's powers helped Wonder Man recover from the voodoo magic and radiation effects. Within days, he regained consciousness and full functionality. The Avengers discovered that Simon had been in a coma, and his body had transformed into a superhuman ionic energy-powered substance instead of flesh and blood. Struggling with psychological trauma from his transformation and memories of being dead, Wonder Man stayed at the Avengers Mansion, aiding the team. Despite his immense strength and resilience, he feared dying again and sometimes showed cowardice in dangerous situations. During a battle with the near-omnipotent Korvac, Wonder Man overcame his fears and unlocked his full potential, though remnants of his fear persisted. He was re-elected to the Avengers and formed a close friendship with Beast. Later, he attacked his former plant, now controlled by the Maggia, confronted Madame Masca and the Dreadnought. The Grim Reaper learned that Wonder Man was alive and infiltrated Avengers Mansion. He subdued the Avengers and held a mock trial to confirm Simon was his brother, intending to kill the Vision, whom he saw as a mockery of Simon. Wonder Man fought and defeated the Grim Reaper, leading the Avengers to confine him to a mental institution. Although the Grim Reaper eventually escaped, he remained convinced that Wonder Man and the Vision were false versions of his brother and made further unsuccessful attempts to eliminate them. This saga highlights Wonder Man's journey from near death and manipulation to overcoming trauma, embracing his role as an Avenger and facing familial conflict, solidifying his place as a complex hero in the Marvel Universe. The West Coast Avengers and Wonder Man. Simon lived at the Avengers Mansion and sought employment to become financially independent from the Avengers. Unwilling to return to his former business where he faced humiliation, Simon pursued acting. You see, somehow he believed that his heroic actions with the Avengers were merely performances. He found steady work as a strongman on children's TV show, but eventually left both the job and the Avengers during a major team reshuffle. Of course, he struggled to secure acting roles and briefly worked at Cardco Incorporated as a troubleshooter and security consultant, but left after one day. He then moved to Los Angeles, where he used his nearly invulnerable body for stunt work in movies, which proved successful and led to acting opportunities. When Hawkeye formed the West Coast Avengers in Los Angeles, Wonder Man joined the team despite doubts about meeting the Avengers standards. Working with the West Coast Avengers helped Simon embrace his role as a hero. He achieved significant victories against villains like Graviton, Ultron, and his brother Grim Reaper. All these victories boosted his confidence. One of the turning points in his life came when Simon publicly admitted to a past embezzlement charge, which earned public trust and freed himself from his personal demons. He even developed a close bond with the Vision and considered him a twin brother due to their similarities. However, when the Vision was transformed into an emotionless machine, Simon refused to help restore him, partly because of his feelings for the Vision's wife, Scarlet Witch. Wonder Man continued to face challenges, battling foes like Goliath and the Enchantress, and teaming up with his sidekick Spider. His confidence grew until a Kree ion cannon explosion dispersed his ionic energy. Tied to life by his love for the Scarlet Witch, he used her chaos magic to resurrect him. Feeling undeserving of a second chance, Simon founded Second Chances, a non-profit aimed at helping others affected by uncontrollable forces. Funded by his re-released films and endorsements, the foundation helped him overcome his past and solidify his role as a dedicated Avengers member. Before the Avengers disbanded, Simon was tricked into rehabilitating an assassin assassin named Lady Fair, who introduced her to the team. Unbeknownst to him, she was part of a plot to kill the Avengers. Lady Fair ultimately sacrificed herself to save the team, revealing the mastermind behind the plot as she died in Simon's arms. Through these experiences, Wonder Man regained his dignity and self-worth, becoming a confident and capable hero within the Avengers. Civil War. After the Superhuman Registration Act was enacted, Simon Williams, also known as Wonder Man, chose to register and became a SHIELD agent. His primary duty was to hunt and capture unregistered superhumans. During one mission, he followed an Atlantean agent to a warehouse storing Atlantean weapons. Shortly after, Simon attempted to defend the warehouse from an attack by the Green Goblin but was unsuccessful. Amid the Civil War saga, Wonder Man faced pressure to support the pro-registration side. He played a key role in capturing vigilantes and criminals, and he helped create televised messages to inform the public and unregistered superhumans about the Registration Act. Simon was also a leader in the 50-State Initiative, a program designed to train new heroes, working alongside Ms. Marvel and other former Avengers. Iron Man and Ms. Marvel later recruited Simon into the Mighty Avengers, a team composed of registered superhumans. During his time with the Mighty Avengers, Simon began a romantic relationship with Ms. Marvel. He advised her to not use her leadership position to shield him from dangerous missions, emphasizing the importance of their partnership. As a member of the Mighty Avengers, Simon participated in numerous missions. He fought against the Mole Man's bio-creations and dealt with an Ultron-infected Iron Man. Simon also battled an alien symbiote that had mutated New York City and played a role in arresting Dr. Doom. Additionally, he helped defeat an attack led by the Hulk and his Warbound and opposed a full-scale Skrull invasion. Throughout these challenges, Wonder Man demonstrated his commitment and strength. His actions were crucial in maintaining order and protecting both registered and unregistered superhumans. Simon's dedication to his duties and his relationships with fellow heroes like Ms. Marvel highlighted his growth as a leader and key member of the Avengers. Revengers vs. Avengers. After the Secret Invasion, Norman Osborn formed a new Avengers team by sidelining Simon Williams. Disheartened, Wonder Man appeared on television expressing regret about his time with the Avengers. He criticized the use of violence for justice, lamenting the resulting heartache and loss of life. Simon concluded that having Osborn lead was what the country deserved. Consequently, he was imprisoned as part of Osborn's newly formed Lethal Legion. Despite his fall from grace, Wonder Man later joined forces with his former West Coast Avengers teammates, Ronin, Mockingbird, Tigra, and War Machine, to battle a new version of the villain Ultimo. During the Heroic Age, following the Siege event, Simon was the only former Avenger who declined Steve Rogers' invitation to rejoin the team and threatened to force the Avengers to change if they did not reconsider. Simon then launched an attack on the new Avengers during their inaugural meeting at Stark Tower, causing significant damage and destroying Novar's prototype time travel device before escaping. After the assault, Bucky Barnes and Tony Stark sought to persuade Simon to return. However, Simon remained steadfast until Tony pointed out that his body was becoming unstable, leaking ionic energy. This revelation suggested that his actions were driven by his body's condition rather than personal choice. Feeling disillusioned with the Avengers, Simon believed the team was causing more harm than good. He gathered a group of lesser-known heroes. He highlighted the Avengers' failings and convinced them to oppose the team. The Revengers first targeted Avengers Mansion when Daniel Cage was absent, attacking the new Avengers with Atlas leading the charge. Although the new Avengers initially resisted, they were soon overwhelmed. Simon then aimed for Avengers Tower, leading to a confrontation where Iron Man trapped him in his ionic form. To minimize civilian risk, Thor teleported the Revengers to City Field, where both the Avengers and new Avengers subdued and imprisoned them. Later, after a conversation with Beast, Simon mysteriously vanished from his containment unit, leaving his future uncertain. The Uncanny Avengers. After redeeming himself by aiding the Avengers and rescuing Wasp from the Microverse, Simon Williams, known as Wonder Man, joined the Avengers Unity Division. This team aimed to bridge the gap between mutants and humans. Embracing a new philosophy, Simon adopted pacifism, believing that violence could no longer solve his conflicts. During a mission involving the Apocalypse twins, Rogue absorbed the powers of several heroes, including Simon. This caused Rogue to lose control, integrating Simon's essence and abilities into her mind. When the Red Skull attacked Genosha, Simon's consciousness remained within Rogue and assisting the X-Men amid the chaos of an inversion spell cast by Wanda and Dr. Doom. This spell caused the X-Men and Avengers to turn against each other, preparing for war. Rogue used Simon's powers to aid the X-Men during this tumultuous period. Later, Rogue, Simon, and the Unity Division traveled to Counter-Earth to find Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. They were captured by the local population, and Simon's consciousness was extracted from Rogue by the master scientist. Although Rogue could no longer hear Simon and Wanda couldn't locate him, it was eventually revealed that Simon had been residing in Rogue's mind all along. He was freed when Rogue kissed Deadpool, whose healing factor acted like a circuit breaker, allowing Simon to be expelled from her supercharged cells. In the War of the Realms storyline, Simon was approached by Baldur the Brave to join a select group of heroes to protect Baldur's sister, Lauza, Odin's daughter, from the Dark Elf Malekith. Eager to help, Simon offered his RV for the team's travels and assisted in destroying a bridge to prevent Ares, a henchman of Sindir, Queen of Cinders, from following them. The team made a stop at Bide a Wee RV campground to relax. However, the campground was revealed to be a Skrull hideout after a fire incident exposed their presence. Simon fought a Skrull who resembled his favorite actor, but the conflict ceased when Lauza used her abilities to calm the Skrulls after Death Locket intervened. Continuing their journey, the group visited Six Gun Territory, an old western town. While exploring, they encountered ghost cowboys and were attacked by the Phantom Rider, and other apparitions seeking a demon held in the town. Simon held Lauza, unaware of the danger, until Thor explained that the demon was actually Lauza herself, who was more closely related to Cinder than to Baldur. This revelation highlighted the complex dynamics within the team and the ongoing challenges they faced. Powers and abilities. The strength of Wonder Man. Wonder Man possesses a unique ionic energy form that significantly alters his physiology. After his revival, it remains unclear whether his body is composed of ionic energy or flesh. During a crisis in New York, Wonder Man explained that he is an ion being, which protected him from being infected when others were transformed into symbiotes. Unlike humans, he does not have blood and cannot impregnate women. An incident where Rogue absorbed his essence by touch further suggests his composition of energy or power. One of Wonder Man's most notable abilities is his superhuman strength. He can lift over 100 tons, placing him at a Sentry level of strength and ranking him among the most powerful humans on Earth. Often compared to Thor, Simon acknowledges Thor's superiority, yet his strength remains formidable. He has outperformed powerful adversaries like the Red Hulk and the Abomination, and even matched Iron Man's armor when it was pushed to its limits. His superhuman speed allows him to run, move, and react faster than the best human athletes. Wonder Man can cover several hundred feet in long strides, enabling rapid transportation across town. Additionally, his superhuman stamina ensures he never tires, granting him unlimited endurance during missions. Wonder Man's invulnerability is another key trait. His ionized tissues make him highly resistant to physical injuries, including high-caliber bullets and extreme impact forces such as falls from great heights or space re-entry. He can endure severe temperature changes and repeated attacks from superhuman opponents without harm. His agility, balance, and coordination are enhanced beyond natural human limits, allowing him to perform complex movements effortlessly. Coupled with superhuman reflexes, Simon can react to threats with lightning speed, surpassing even the finest athletes. Wonder Man also has advanced sensory abilities. His superhuman senses provide him with a higher observational field, enabling him to detect and interact with ambient energy, whether physical or radiological, through focused training. His hearing is significantly enhanced, allowing him to perceive sounds beyond normal human capabilities. Additionally, his energy vision enables him to see wavelengths beyond the visible spectrum, granting him a broader perception of his surroundings. Overall, Wonder Man's combination of enhanced physical attributes and extraordinary powers make him a formidable hero. His ionic energy form grants him durability and resilience, while his superhuman strength, speed, and senses ensures he remains a key player in any battle. Simon Williams continues to evolve, leveraging his unique abilities to protect and serve, embodying the true essence of a powerful Avenger. Wonder Man, or Simon Williams, has undergone significant transformations, granting him a range of extraordinary abilities. Initially, he relied on an advanced rocket pack for flight. However, after his resurrection and metamorphosis, Simon can now fly independently at speeds exceeding 700 miles per hour, far surpassing his original subsonic capabilities. Simon possesses functional immortality due to the ionic energy that powers him. This energy prevents him from aging and makes him immune to diseases and infections. Additionally, his transformation allows him to sustain himself without the need for food, sleep, water, or oxygen, enabling him to survive indefinitely, even outside habitable planets. His ionic form grants him remarkable regenerative healing. Simon can recover from gunshot wounds, surgeries, and even severed limbs, as his body is composed of ionized energy rather than traditional flesh and bones. This resilience is further highlighted by his ability to reform after any injury, making him nearly indestructible. Wonder Man's strength is immense, allowing him to lift over 100 tons and placing him among the most powerful humans on Earth. He has defeated formidable opponents like the Red Hulk and the Abomination, and his strength has been compared to that of Thor. Simon also demonstrates superhuman speed, enabling him to move and react faster than the finest human athletes, and superhuman stamina ensures he never tires. Wonder Man can shapeshift, altering his form through conscious thought, and has demonstrated the ability to change his size, becoming larger and potentially stronger than adversaries like Goliath. He can teleport over unknown distances by sheer will, allowing him to escape containment and engage enemies effectively. Is Wonder Man coming to the MCU? News and details. Marvel Studios has revealed its 2025 Disney Plus lineup with a new sizzle reel featuring the live-action series Daredevil Born Again, Ironheart, and Wonder Man, alongside animated shows like Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Eyes of Wakanda, and Marvel Zombies. The Wonder Man teaser introduces Trevor Slattery assisting Simon Williams in securing the Wonder Man role. However, both faced unexpected challenges along the way. The teaser shows Yahya Abdul-Mateen II as Simon Williams, sporting the character's signature red jacket and sunglasses, hinting at his successful rise to the Hollywood stardom. Additionally, Demetrius Gross appears as Eric Williams, Simon's brother, who may serve as the main antagonist, potentially taking on the Grim Reaper persona. The series promises a bold reimagining of Wonder Man's origin, which might stir controversy among comic fans, but could also be as innovative as WandaVision. Similar to how WandaVision experimented with genres and formats, Wonder Man is expected to explore superhero filmmaking within the MCU, blending fiction with satire. This approach may make it a first MCU project to delve into the portrayal of superhero media, akin to how Amazon's The Boys uses fictional films to reflect public perceptions of superheroes. Wonder Man aims to push creative boundaries and offers a fresh and meta take on the beloved hero. So yeah, that was Wonder Man for you. I think I'm fairly excited about the character and the upcoming show, but that's just me. How about you guys? What do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, if you like the content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.